Oh, very good morning, students. Welcome to English class. Hope you all are fine. So let's have a small recap about the previous session. We learned the causes of water pollution. We understood that washing of utensils, clothes on the riverbanks, and sinking of huge ships into the water, into the ocean, will cause water pollution. And the other important thing we realized is that trees are said to be green gold because they give us oxygen. They're very precious to us. Hence, they are called trees are said to be green gold. These are the few points that we learned in the previous class. Now, in this class, in this session, we learn about the do's and don'ts of preserving our nature, the gifts of nature, how we should preserve. Okay, so are you all ready, children? It's in page number 9090 in your government textbook. But because you do not have the textbook, I've put the full content into the PPT, so you'll be able to read through. So before we start the class, I want you all to take a rough book and a pencil with you so that as we go through the loud reading, when you come across any important words or new words, I want you all to make a note of it and we will be discussing it later. So are you all ready, children? I'll share my screen. If you go out on a trek, remember to be very careful when you light the campfire. The fire must be put out before you leave the camp to avoid accidental forest fires. We all admire flowers in a garden. A well-kept lawn is a joy to behold. In a city, a nursery of flowers is such a lovely sight that it makes us feel we should plant one in our home. When you go to the park for a picnic or a walk, we must not pick flowers from the plants. If you want some flowers, ask the gardener. He will tell you which flowers are ready for picking. Be careful not to step on the flower beds and remember not to take your pet animals to the park. You know that bees and butterflies help to carry the pollen of flowers from one place to another. Like most insects, they have an important function in nature. Therefore, do not catch butterflies or destroy the hives of bees. Nature's beauty is for all of us to admire and enjoy. The moon, the stars, mountains, and seas are a great source of beauty and inspiration to us. We must learn to appreciate this beauty and marvel at the wonderful handiwork of God. So, we have come to the end of the chapter. This is the last paragraph. It's a very nice topic to read about. Now, did you all underline did you all write and make a note of the important words, children, the new words that you came across? Let's move on to the meanings of it now. Trek is a new word that you would have come across. So the meaning of it is go on a long journey, typically on foot. Okay, so can you see the people walking here? So this is called trekking, mainly in mountainous areas. They walk, right? Walking, that is called trekking. For example, we trekked through the jungle. This is one simple sentence. We trekked through the jungle. Like in the jungle, we went walking. That is called trekking. Okay, you can use this word. Next thing is campfire. It is a fire that you light out of doors when you are camping. For example, can you see the picture here? It's very clear. So when you all go out for trips, when you go to Ooty or places which is very cold, Kodaikanal, what you have a campfire, the logs of wood and you lit it. Okay, so that is called campfire. So an example sentence is the highlight of the picnic was dancing around the campfire. So you would have seen people, dancing around the campfire and having fun when you go out with friends. That is called campfire. Okay. Next thing is nursery. It has two meanings. Normal nursery is what we have in our school. The small kids come and learn the kindergarten. And the next nursery is, other meaning for it is a place where young plants and trees are grown for sale. See, can you see the picture there? Small, tiny plants, young plants. Do you remember the sapling word we learned? So these are the tiny plants and you can go there and buy it to keep it in your house. Okay. And then sentence is Ria went to the nursery to buy a few saplings. Saplings means we learned in the previous session, young plants. Okay, so you can buy small young plants from the nursery and plant it in your houses. Okay, that is called nursery. Next word, handiwork. work done skillfully. Do you recognize this picture? It is Mona Lisa's picture. And so a sentence can be, Mona Lisa is the handiwork of Leonardo da Vinci. So basically, handiwork is any creativity when you're doing through hands. It's called handiwork, your ability to create something, okay, with your own hands. Pottery is a for making pots. All that is handiwork, okay? This is one word. Next word is inspiration. Okay, it is a feeling of enthusiasm you get from someone or something which gives you new and creative ideas. This is the meaning of it. For example, Sachin Tendulkar, I know most of you all are interested in cricket, you all watch cricket. So you can say that Sachin Tendulkar is an inspiration to all the cricketers. Okay, or if your dad works, I know your parents are working really hard. So we can say another sentence, my mom or my dad is an inspiration for me to work hard. Okay, where you get inspired by them. Okay, you get influenced by them to do better. Okay, next. Now we went through the new words that you came across. Now let's go to the explanation. As normal, I've put the content and a picture for us to understand things easy and better. Okay, so in the first paragraph, today's first paragraph, we understood that lighting campfire, when you go out for picnics, we light campfire. But what happens is if you do not put it off, what happens? It will spread out. Okay, it will see, you can see that this is called forest fire. Can you see the picture there? That is forest fire. So if you don't let it off, what happens? The fire spreads out and it will cause forest fires. You have to be very careful to put it off after you have fun. After you put the campfire, make sure you lit it off, so that you put it off so that it will stop, it will avoid forest fires, which is very dangerous. It will completely burn the whole forest. Okay, that is what we learned in the first paragraph today. And the next thing we saw that, can you see these beautiful flowers? When we go for parks and gardens and all that, you can see you can see wonderful colorful flowers over there. So we should be very careful not to pull it. So in the next stanza, paragraph, it says that we should not pluck the flowers. Okay, why? Then it will stop growing, right? So we should not pluck the flowers, or we should not take the pet animals. You can see a picture here, not to take pet animals or dogs, like for example, dogs, cats into the park, because they will destroy the plants. It will die. It will eat up the plants and it will die. So this is what it said. And one more thing the writer says here is that if at all you want a flower, you can ask the gardener. Without you plucking it, the gardener will tell you which one to pluck, which flower to take it. So you should not pluck the flowers. But if you ask the gardener, he will take a good flower for you and give it to you. And the next thing here is you would have seen in science that bees and butterflies help in pollination. So the center yellow part is called the pollens, okay, which will help in growing more plants. And these insects will help in pollination. So I have put a small video for you to understand what pollination is. Okay, let's watch the video.
Worker bees.
Worker bees are female bees.
Exactly. The worker bees are the ones who collect all the pollen and nectar.
And that's how those flowers are able to reproduce.
It's called pollination. Yep.
Yes, that's right. Pollination is the process of transferring pollen from one flower to another. This causes fertilization, the thing that makes new flowers grow.
Not just flowers, but plants, veggies, and fruit to be exact. Plus, pollen is a great source of protein. Well, to bees, that is. Oh, yeah.
Ooh, you're making quite a mess.
Oh, no worries, Miss Honeycomb. It's all part of the job. Oh, see how the pollen sticks to the worker bee? Yeah, while they're out there collecting pollen to eat, some of it rubs off onto the flowers. This will cause the pollination that flowers need.
So did you all understand what is pollination, children? Basically, it helps the bees and butterflies, all these insects will help in pollination, as you see in the video.
Worker bees.
Okay, next let's go to the last paragraph of this chapter. Okay, it says that, so the last paragraph, you can see, right, the sun, the moon, the mountains, all these are the handiworks of God. What's the meaning of handiwork? Work done skillfully is called handiwork. So here the writer says that what these mountains, all these are the handiworks of God. Okay, God has created this beautiful nature for us to enjoy. And can you look at the picture? That look, it's an inspiration for us. Okay, the sun is like light for us, so it is an inspiration for us to work well, to do things good. Okay, so all these are the handiworks of God. So we have come, this is the end of the chapter. It's a very nice chapter to speak about. And the next, let's have a simple recap of the entire chapter, right from the beginning till today, whatever we have seen. Okay, so first we understood the gifts of nature. What are the gifts of nature, children? What are the gifts of nature? The mountains, oceans, sparkling streams, animals, plants, all these are the gifts of nature. Next point, we learned that what is a moral duty? Our moral duty is to look after, take care, preserve the gifts, and preserve the gifts of nature without using it for our selfish ends. And the next thing, what are the animals in the verge of extinction? Tigers, lions, and some rare species are in the verge of extinction. So we learned that. Next thing, what are the causes of water pollution? The washing of dishes, sinking of ships into the water, and huge ships into the water. All these are the causes of water pollution, and the chemicals from industries, all that. Next thing, we learned that trees are said to be green gold. Why? Because it's very precious. It gives us oxygen. It is used for furniture in school, in houses. So all that, that's why it's called as trees are said to be green gold. And the next thing, put out campfire to avoid forest fire. We saw a picture there, the campfire, because the forest getting burned. So if you do not put out campfire, what will happen? This fire will spread over the forest and it will completely burn the forest. Okay. The next thing, do not pluck flowers or take pets to the garden. You should not pluck the flowers or pets. One clue or one topic or one more thing what the writer has told. If at all you want some flowers, make sure you ask the gardener. Only then the gardener will give it to you. You should not pluck the flowers. And the next topic, the bees and butterflies and other insects help in pollination, help to grow more plants. As you saw in the video, did you see the video? You understood from the video, right? The pollens from the flowers are transferred from one place to another, causing for many more plants to grow. And the last thing we learned, that nature's beauty, the moon, the sun, mountains, all these are the handiworks of our God. Okay, and they are the source of inspiration for us to live happily, to do good work. So this is the summary of the entire chapter. Hope you all like the chapter, and the grammar part will be discussed in the next session. The entire grammar part we'll be discussing in the next session. So did you all like the chapter, children? Take care. Bye-bye.